on here, there's no problem. Alright, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my live stream. My WWE Smackdown review. This is Jacob Cass 2024. We'll talk about Smackdown tonight. Smackdown's almost over, about to go off in a few minutes. Smackdown with 3 hours. This is January 10, 2025. We will talk about what happened on Smackdown, the matches, the storylines, and we will talk about the news and rumors for AEW and WWE. And we'll also talk about the Vince McMahon news that was in the news today. Now make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want to see more. Make sure you guys enjoy the video. This will be like an hour and 10 minutes. Now, hold on. Just want to make sure that my camera's not like. Now this is next Friday. Tiffany Stratton versus Bailey for the Women's Championship. Now Bailey did win a Fatal 4-Way match tonight that was impromptu. So we will get this match next week, probably for a one-off. I think Tiffany big feud coming against Nia Jax. Bailey, this is just a one-off for Smackdown. Should be a pretty good match. Obviously Tiffany gonna retain. We got Motor City Machine Gun versus Los Garza next Friday. Now both teams tonight did win their matches. Los Garza, Humberto, and Angel Garza, they beat Pretty Deadly, or should I say Pretty Dead. And okay match though, decent. Meanwhile, the Motor City Machine Guns, they beat A-Town Down Under tonight in an okay match. Clearly, the tag team match is being set up to who's gonna face DIY for the tag team titles. Since DIY are heels, I think Motor City Machine Gun gonna get the victory. I think it makes sense because they got screwed last week. So I think they will win next week. Solo Sikoa returns next Friday. Solo was not on Smackdown tonight. He was on Smackdown, which I was very surprised about. I was very disappointed about. I was hoping that maybe we see the Bloodline kick him out. We see Jacob and Tom will kick him out. But Solo was not on the show tonight. He wasn't. He'll be on the show next week, and we'll see where the new Bloodline go. What's Solo gonna say? Are they gonna kick out Solo? I'm about to skip ahead to the main event here. The main event here with Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso. Alright. I turned down the volume, so might as well just skip ahead and see who wins this match. This match was made official earlier in the show. Might as well just show you who wins the match here. Jimmy got a nice attire. Alright. I don't want to show too much, but I will show on the volume. Oh, they won. Wow. Surprisingly, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga just won the match. He pinned Jimmy. Might as well show my fans and my viewers here. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga stand tall in the main event. They beat Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso. Jacob Fatu pinned Jimmy Uso with a very surprising. I I really hope that this is leading to something. I hope this is leading to Jacob Fatu taking over the new bloodline and becoming the new leader, possibly the new tribal chief. I hope so. So gonna be on the show next week, so we'll see what they have to say. Something had to happen. I don't know when Tonga Loa coming back. Hopefully it's pretty soon. Bronson Reed, he's out for a while. But I can't wait to see what happens next week. I really hope it leading to Tom. Oh, hold on. Oh wait, the show's not over. It going to a Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens brawl. So Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, they brawled. They went to a table, and that's how the show ended. That's how the show ended. Well, SmackDown's over. Well, SmackDown ended. Um, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens ended the show with a brawl. All right, now let's go. Let's talk about SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now, Vince McMahon wins again. Skip the damn commercial.
There's a black rapper. Forget his name.
Alright, so let's see. Let's talk about SmackDown. Backstage details on Cody Rock and Roman Mania plans. Roman Reigns declared for the Rumble. Just want to let y'all know. The Rumble's on Saturday, February 1st, 2025. The hit story on Netflix. Kevin Owens said Cody Rhodes is a hypocrite. Jimmy Uso helped Cody Rhodes against the Bloodline beatdown, and that led to the tag team match in the main event. Now, Paul Heyman did came out to open up to start off the show, and he announced that Roman Reigns is the undisputed defending tribal chief. He also announced that Roman Reigns will be in the Rumble. So it benefits that Roman Reigns is in the Rumble this year, 2025. And I can't wait to see who's going to win that. Now, we know that Roman Reigns had been advertised for January 27, the go home show on Raw before the Rumble. So we'll see what happens there. Roman Reigns in the Rumble is very, very big. I don't think he's gonna win it. That'd be too obvious. Maybe I think the story is okay. Who's gonna eliminate Roman Reigns? Cause whoever throws out Roman Reigns out of the Rumble is gonna tell a story. It's all setting up. Okay, who is Reigns gonna face at WrestleMania? Chelsea Green defended her U.S. title against Michi, and Chelsea Green retained in a pretty decent match. So far, the mid-card title for the women have been pretty good. As I said earlier, Lock Gauser defeated Pretty Deadly, or Pretty Dead. we did have Nakamura versus LA Knight for the U.S. title, but the match ended in a DQ because the Bloodline got involved. Tonga Loa and Jacob Fatu got involved. They screwed LA Knight. They're still talking LA Knight for some reason. Or they could be setting up Jacob Fatu to win the U.S. title, and I'm okay with that. I just want to see what happens with that. As I said earlier, the Motor City Machine Gun defeated A-Town Down Under in a very good match. Clearly, they're setting up, okay, who can face DIY? We did get Tiffany Stratton interrupted during her championship celebration. Clearly, her and Naga have a feud for a bit. We did get some backstage segment with Michin is not done with Chelsea Green. Legado from Saturday were at the party. There, Paul Heyman, he said that Woman Reigns will be entering the Royal Rumble. Woman Reigns will be entering the Royal Rumble. WWE and the Red Cross asked for the viewers to donate. Oh yeah, about the wildfire in California. Now we know that The Rock was on NXT for the first time. We don't know why, but they had to be teaching something. Obi era begins as he at the ruler of the thrones, Trick Williams. Shotzi is on NXT with Gigi and Tatum. He wins the Fatal Four to become the number contender. Goldberg captured the NXT Women's title. That was the kickoff show. That was the post show for Netflix. It was like an hour and 45 minutes. I already saw this, so now let's go to No DQ. I forgot to mention my video was sponsored by my favorite podcasters, No DQ.
If you've watched WWE for any amount of time,
JD from New York. And Salamat the Sound Off. I Hate You Solo. Will Solo lose his bloodline? Well, we didn't see Solo tonight. Was it disappointing? The time it comes, Solo needs to lose his bloodline. The Fightful Boys.
Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk. Those are I'm not missing anyone, am I? Those are three names that we know for sure are going to be in the Rumble.
Well, yeah. Well, Kevin had said the two of the final four. That's three of the final four right there. Book it, right? Like barring something totally unexpected happening. I think those three are the final four. And more importantly, though, when you just list off those, I don't think Roman Reigns is in the Royal Rumble for a long time.
I think it's 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. John Cena obviously had a memorable Rumble return and has been there and conquered again last year. But that's the most star-studded Royal Rumble in recent times. A lot of times, I think in recent years, some
You
of
should
the
only announce a
matches
few
of the Rumble
people. Don't
have
announce the
been
whole
stacked to
roster.
the point
I would only
where
announce at least
those
5 people.
participants were
You
then
should
not
only announce
involved
like
in the
5 or 6
actual
people
Rumble
in the
match
Rumble.
itself.
Don't announce more
But I'm
people.
trying to remember the last time the headline star power for the Royal Rumble was as big as it is. When you're talking, Roman Reigns is the number one guy of since 2020, let's say, right, of this decade. John Cena is the number one guy of probably the 2010s, right? And CM Punk is the biggest wild card really during that entire time period as well. So you throw that combustible aspect of what Punk brings, obviously Cena, and it makes sense for him to want to go into the Royal Rumble. I liked his promo on Raw. I like the little like bait and switch he did with the, I haven't really deserved it, but there's one way you can do it. Enter the Rumble and I'm going to win it. And then Roman declaring, or through Paul Heyman declaring that he wants to get his title back and doing it through the Rumble. So there's and even when Punk was calling people out the other night, right? Like, I'm going to win the Rumble because I'm coming for your title. So you've got bona fide stars who are all calling their shot about winning the Royal Rumble, and you just know they're going to be standing there in various sections of the ring. There's going to be one other person we don't know yet who's probably going to occupy that fourth corner, and we're going to get that stare down to finish. And it's hard to tell how exactly it's going to go down, right? Especially because you have two championships now. So, you're not locked into a specific outcome and
Losing and
position
winning
via the Royal
matters.
Rumble winner.
So that means
So I think all three of those guys could win.
Ooh, I hope that fourth person is Drew McIntyre. As you were saying, I was like, who would be like a really good fourth person in that? It might be Drew, but we'll see. Here's the thing, though, and you mentioned all of these bona fide stars who are going out there and making these cases for them being in the match. I'm believing all of them, Robin. When John Cena cut that promo on Raw, I'm like, yeah, he's winning for sure. He's winning. And then when CM Punk was on the presser talking about, him winning the Royal Rumble, I'm like, oh shit, like he's making some good points here too. And then today, when they announced Roman Reigns, I'm like, shit, Reigns is in the Rumble is no, light thing to take. This is like a big deal. So I can also see Roman Reigns not winning the Rumble. So it's the situation of which direction are they going to go in? And yes, this is like the most star-studded Rumble, at least in recent times. I'm still kind of leaning right now with the options that we have. I'm leaning more towards John Cena, only because of the promo cut on Monday. I think he really won me over and expecting him to win the Rumble. I feel like everything he said, he cannot win the Royal Rumble after all the things he said about, being on a losing streak, trying to get back out there. And of course, he basically set up the story and let us know, hey, I can't get back up into, winning the world title, making all of these things happen, going to WrestleMania, being in the main event if I don't start from fixing things up for myself. So what better way to get John Cena, a little dignity so he doesn't feel like he's just getting things because he's John Cena, but by defeating 29 other men in this Royal Rumble.
No, I think I agree, especially because it feels like Cody and Cena is still here in the clubhouse for one of those main event matches, particularly after the Rock's involvement this past week. And, we had TKO Rock on Netflix, and then we had the final boss Rock on NXT. But regardless, the Rock Cody thing seems to have been dead altogether, intentionally. Which was one of the matches that was in the mix. Now, not to say it couldn't be brought back, but I seriously doubt that was happening. I also doubt The Rock is performing at WrestleMania altogether. But let's say the scenario where he is, I think it's Roman Reigns now, and perhaps he could cost Roman Reigns. And then the scenario where The Rock's not participating at all. What's the other match we've talked about? Punk and Roman. How can you get to Punk and Roman? Well, you can have Punk and Roman have the confrontation after Rumble, cost each other, which lets Cena actually.
Yeah, I feel like that would be very, very fun. I gotta tell you, man, I remember last year's Rumble. It wasn't the best for the men. It wasn't the best. We were out here talking about the women. They killed it. So I feel like this Rumble, they're like, nah, we got to get things back on our side again. We got to get people excited. And no matter what, people are going to be excited about it because the concept of the Rumble is so enticing. But regardless, last year's men's Rumble wasn't that great. I have a feeling this one could be an all-timer, of course. All right, let's get into some of these super chats and see what everybody is saying in regards to what went down. We got the linking with Kimberly in the building. She says, I met Billy Knight yesterday and got a pic with him. Yeah. Dude, that's awesome, Kimberly. I'm really happy for you. It's a very cool moment, and I'm glad that you were able to meet Alan Knight. That's freaking awesome.
I think he's going to work to the airport, right?
Yeah, in Orlando.
Yeah,
in Florida. Orlando, assuming. Yeah. It's great. Sheldon Jackson says, lately it seems like the men's tag team division has been getting more attention. Hopefully it'll lead to tag team title matches on PLE soon. Yes, the only thing, here's my only issue with this. And right now, like, fine, I'm so happy the men are getting, the tag team division is getting all the love and appreciation. Great, they're getting more time. Cool. I just want some of these teams to feel a little bit more over. I don't think there's one team that is screaming, hey, right here, I got like no one's got my attention or my devotion as a fan like that. So there's a spot to be taken for one of these tag teams to really win me over. Hasn't happened yet with any of the teams. I need one of them to win me over.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. They all feel fine.
Yeah.
None of it feels like this sucks or bad or I hate this, but none of it makes you feel away either. And somebody's got to come seize that. They're getting the opportunities now. They're getting put out there. That at this point, I don't think it's on creative as much as it's on talent to figure out a way to connect.
Yeah, that's true because now you're getting the time, now you're getting the matches, so now it's pretty much up to them to see how they execute. Thank you so much, Sheldon. We got D. Martin Finch who says, "Good show. I'll attend the Rumble meet and greet." Oh, dude, that would be so much fun. I haven't seen who's doing the Rumble meet and greets, but I can imagine that if you do it, it'll be a blast and it'll definitely be worth it because I'm sure they'll put up some really good names there. So, Martin, thank you so much for sending in that super chat, man. We got Dream Ninja 77 who says, "I feel like this is going to be a trend in all of WWE in 2025. The ladies ran this show, including Denise making your SmackDown debut."
Or were you in the reaction montage?
That's so silly, Robin. Every time I see stuff like that, I'm just like, oh no.
I would feel honored if I would. You shouldn't feel silly. You feel look the number. You are a prominent wrestling content creator. The biggest wrestling brand in the history of the universe chose to use you as part of their program.
I know, but the way that I equated it was, when actors don't want to see themselves in their own movies,
Yeah,
I don't want to see myself in my own videos.
I hear you, but
Do you like to see yourself, Robin? Like when you go back and watch your content,
sometimes, you know, I do
you
look
get
in-
used to it, especially if you edit your own stuff. Yeah.
yeah, sometimes I look in the mirror and I do go, how could something so familiar be so awesome? But no,
Robin can relate. Robin can relate to my struggle.
no. I've been doing so.
Check out the newest strength equipment at Planet Fitness. Join today for $1 down and save.
I did. You know what? It was one of those things.
Now, first we talked about the news and rumors here. Felt like 3 hours show and not that good. Maybe because there was a lot of filler on this show. I actually forgot to mention the news and rumors. Here are the news and rumors right here.
Contract status of Malachi Black seemingly.
Says here Malachi Black headed back to WWE. The Rock Black Internet fans. Alexa Bliss could be returning. Charlotte and Becky could be returning, probably in the Royal Rumble. It says here that Malachi Black may very well be finishing up with AEW and headed back to WWE very soon after reports of him finishing up contract no allegation for AEW. Also, the Rock Black Internet wrestling fan for online criticism coming out on Monday Night Raw on Netflix between himself, Cody Rhodes, and the return of Alexa Bliss is in motion and happening very soon. Evil always finds a way in, a way to win.
I was hoping to get through Friday.
Vince McMahon slapped on the wrist. We should deal with SEC over hot money scandal. Vince McMahon gets a slap on the wrist. Says he reaches an agreement with the SEC over his hot money scandal. What does it mean for his Janelle Grant lawsuit? And Vince McMahon slowly but surely going to get away with all the veil he had done? I guess we gotta wait and see.
Pushing for the channel, of course. But I'm so glad that you enjoyed yourself at the show. Since we're on the topic of the tag team division, let's get to that really quickly here because those Garzas did get. I was looking at that and I'm thinking, oh yeah, Brie Ben's gonna get a win. They're not gonna give Angel and Roberto a win, and they did. They did. So I thought that was a little surprising, but a good surprise, of course.
Yeah, I mean, of all these tag teams we talked about, I probably like Pretty Deadly the most. I think right now, so
They have the most potential, I feel, in terms of character.
yeah, exactly. So they have the most charisma. I guess is the way I would put it.
Yes, boy.
Yeah, not to say that they needed to win. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But if I was, identifying one of these just talked about one of those tag teams grabbing the bull by the horn, if I had to choose one right now amongst the ones that are thrown in the mix, they would be my pick.
Yeah, I feel you too. I do feel that. Megan, thank you so much. I'm so glad you had a good time at the show. The other tag team match was the Motor City Machine Guns versus A-Town Down Under. I think people are kind of feeling a similar way here where they're just waiting for the clock is ticking. Winner Austin Theory and Grayson Waller breaking the hell up. That's sort of what it feels like.
Yeah, he count done. We need to move on. And that's another thing. I'm not Austin Theory, sorry. Grayson Waller, he had it for a second. Like he really had me. I was like, I like this guy, and I don't have that right now. Obviously, it's there because I felt that way. They need to get that back. There's another guy with a lot of potential.
He's got a lot of personality, and he's kind of got that like he's very good at getting under your skin in like a douchebag kind of way. And that's what we like. And I feel like that's the thing that gets a lot of attention, even when you're talking about A-Town Down Under. Recently, what are people pointing out? The silly outfits that he wears. But he does it so it's different from what Seth Rollins does, right? Because Grayson Waller is that personality that's supposed to kind of get on your nerves a little bit. So him wearing these like weird outfits with the overalls and things like that, it works for what he's doing. And so yeah, I do agree with you where I was a fan of Grayson Waller and the Grayson Waller effect and what he was doing on NXT. Then he was doing it over on Smackdown. And I thought that he would maybe bring out a little bit more of Austin Theory's personality. I don't think that has happened. I think them together has just not complemented. Grayson Waller has not yet brought out the best of Austin Theory, and then instead the partnership has sort of brought down a little bit of Grayson Waller.
Yeah, no, I thought it worked at first. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not feeling Austin Theory. Never really did. So hopefully he can figure that out and something comes from it in the future. Always rooting for everybody, but to me, Grayson Waller is the one with the breakout potential and is the one that had that, and that's gone missing a little bit. Maybe both of them can find it to a certain extent with a breakup now. Maybe that can be a little bit of a turn for Austin Theory to find a different angle, a different approach. But the one that Grayson Waller had, like when he was cutting the promos on the Swifties and stuff, that was working, and we need that back.
Yeah, I feel you on that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the women's segment. I'm so excited to talk about it. Honestly, that's the thing I've been most looking forward to talking about today. I'm like, this is where the action was at for me. So we get Tiffany Stratton. She goes out there, she's doing her celebration, right? And where are we at first and foremost? Let's start with Tiffany Stratton because I think I came into this thinking that Tiffany was going to be a baby face, and she doesn't feel like she's a baby face. She's getting baby face reactions, but her promos are not screaming baby face. Her promos are still heel-ish at least.
That is seemingly, especially after how he and Cody seemingly patched things up and were sharing some booze backstage on Raw. So I wonder if it's a situation where WWE is maybe hoping to get one more match out of it. Just one more. Yeah. And the match they want, maybe the match he wants, I'm not sure if the match Roman wants, is
I see.
most people set New Year's.
God damn it, man, with these commercials.
January 1st, and then right about today.
But she's got a little bit of that conceited, entitled edge, that comes off from her. But the crowd was really into it. I think it paid off what they did last week. I thought Nia was very strong, like you mentioned. I thought she was strong promo on. Not just the way she came out, what she said, but even the bit she did with Naomi, nobody cares about. You going straight to Bianca Belair. I thought that landed too. I thought from start to finish that worked. Promo match, and let me shout out Bayley too, coming out. That's the most entertained I've been by Bayley. I can't remember.
They leave her out a lot. They tend to leave her out of
Yeah. But even when she had the championship, it didn't do much for me.
because they didn't put her on anything, which was unfortunate. Like what? We were so behind Bayley.
But she had something with her. Like she had something back. Like she found. Like her delivery was better. more assertive, more confident, whatever the case may be. I thought, when she came out, like, I suspected you might be dumb, Tiffany, but now I know you're dumb or stupid, whatever it was. I don't know. That's the most I was entertained by Bailey in recent memory, and I guess that's kind of maybe she knew what she was about to do. I don't know, but I think that all worked, and then Nick Aldis calling the pivot to go straight into the match work, and then I thought the match.
The match was fun. It was my favorite match of the night. It was Bianca, Bailey, Nia Jax, and Naomi. This was so much freaking fun. It was weird to me too when I was watching the show, seeing Bianca kind of take a step back, like being behind Naomi when they were doing the promos as Naomi came out. She was the one talking on the mic. She was the one being mean. All of that, right? But in the matchup, like once you saw Bianca go, I'm like, yes, like this is a reminder of why I want Bianca to always, be in that title picture. And I know she can't always be in the title picture. I know other people got to get their moment in the sun and all of that, but it's weird for me. It's weird to see not see Bianca in that light. So I was so happy that she was part of this match, of course, and the match was great, man. Seeing the interactions with Bailey and Bianca, who have a history within themselves with their feud, getting to see that little moment with Bianca and Naomi, even though they didn't actually like wrestle each other, they sort of went different ways in the matchup. But then there was that tease though at the end, which unfortunately caused Naomi the match. So we did see Bailey get the win. She pinned Naomi, but Bianca accidentally whipped Naomi in the gut with her brain. I think it was at the hands of Candice LeRae, right? She had pulled on, she interfered, and that's how the braid ended up hitting Naomi. So I'm feeling like good about this because first of all, I kind of wanted to see Bailey win because I wanted to see her and Tiffany Stratton go at it. I thought that she would be the perfect person to be like the first person that Tiffany defends her title against, right? Because you're going to have a hell of a match. Great. And Naomi, she's going to be pissed at Bianca, I presume. And maybe this will finally lead to the reveal that Naomi was the one who attacked Jade. That's the.
All right, hold on for a second. Now, before I get back to my yeah, hold on for a second. Whoa. Well, I only wanted to look at something. Sorry, I was in the middle of watching The Walking Dead. Oh, wait.
Then you'll get episodes like this. So, and look, you can't win them all, and you shouldn't expect.
Only 6 titles. You got the world title, the mid-card titles, and the tag team titles. And that's pretty much it.
The moment Tiffany Stratton's music hit, to the moment Tiffany even cleared the ring and had her moment, to Bailey winning it. Really well done.
It flew by. Like I couldn't even tell you how long everything was because I felt like it completely flew by. Like, I did not look at the clock at all once during the women's segment, just because again they really did a good job of just keeping you entertained by that. Speaking of the women, of course we got to see Chelsea Green defend her United States Championship against Meechin, who she's had a fun little history with on Smackdown as of late. I originally thought that Meechin was going to take the belt off of Chelsea Green. But then when the match actually started, I thought, you know what? Not yet, though. I don't think it should be Meechin just yet. The only reason I say that is one, I still think there's a lot more that can be done with Chelsea Green. Two, I think they kind of need to remind the people, like give Meechin a little bit of buzz behind her name. I think she should wrestle a couple more people, get a little bit more, just get more fire behind her because she had it for a second. I really think that fire was there, and it kind of felt like right now she's sort of been it doesn't feel like
long climb for Chelsea Green. She developed that character, worked her tail off, and it paid off with the U.S. title win. That just happened. What was that, a month ago? Maybe. So it would feel very quick to do all that work to get to that point, to then cut the presidential promo or whatever it was she did the other day. Yeah. So I'm not mad at the decision at all. I'm not mad at the outcome. The match didn't blow me away, but I thought the right person won it, and I do agree.
Yeah, I think like the only person that I can think right now to take the title off of Chelsea is going to be the eventual Piper Niven turn where she finally gets tired of Chelsea Green, and that's going to be fun. I think people will be invested in that, but at the same time, there's just so much more that can be done right now with Chelsea. One of the things that I want to see more of is I want to see more skits, more segments behind the is the United States champion and stuff like that. I think would be really funny if we got more of that. So that's sort of what I'm hoping that they do, because the beauty of Chelsea Green being champion is that you can do those types of skits, is that you can do those type of ideas, that you can do some things that are maybe considered a little kooky, but with Chelsea Green doing them, it'll work. And you can't do that with every single wrestler, because not every wrestler has that kind of personality. But Chelsea, you can. And so I think that's the thing that's going to add more color and more life to her United States Championship run.
Yeah, give her some scenery to chew on, right? I mean, that's basically what it is. And again, I think she's kind of gotten that character down, and it was working even when she was kind of a borderline jobber there for a minute. She was losing every match, and it still worked because of the character. And then you really were like, oh, okay, now we're going somewhere with her. This is cool. It's paying off, and it builds some. So you don't want to cut that off at the knees before you see it where it was supposed to go.
I feel you on that. Yeah. Terrence Johnson sends in a super chat saying, "What if Jacob and Tama turn on Solo next week? Solo Sikoa is returning next week." I don't think so. The only reason I don't think so that they would turn on Solo Sikoa just yet is that would really be stripping Solo Sikoa of pretty much everything. And I don't think they should do that to Solo Sikoa. I still think that you can do the whole, I love you Solo bit that he's doing. They can milk that a little longer. I don't think it's time just yet. Robin, do you think it's time already?
Well, I don't think you introduce that over the top thing from Jacob Fatu to then just go the other way that quickly. He wasn't even doing that the whole time. And I was like, that's relatively new. The over the top, I love you Solo and all that. I mean, he's obviously been part of his group and everything. So no, I'm with you. I think you spent too much investment in Solo over that period of time to just say, oh, you're done because you lost the one match to Roman Reigns. Let's see what can happen with that. And the attachment to that is also what introduced us to Jacob Fatu in the first place. That's why Jacob Fatu has a role, and you don't want to throw that away yet either.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm glad you agree, because it would just be too soon, Terrence. A little bit too soon. Although when the moment eventually happens, I can't wait for Jacob Fatu to be the one on top. Man, that would be very, very cool. I love how today, throughout the entire show, we were seeing a whole lot of Jacob Fatu, which we'll still talk about more in a second. Also, thank you so much to WWE 2K24 Universe Motors.
There are many ways to do it, but only one way to start.
Me, it's either it has to be Naomi or the dark horse would be the Charlotte Flair going back to that stare down that they had way back when. But maybe that's also a way to. I think Bianca could use something right now. Like Bianca, every time she gets in the ring, it's like, okay, here we go, Bianca, right? Like she's so good as a performer, but
I'll be winning that
it feels
US
like
title.
she's been knocked down a little bit of a peg from where she
Make it a
was,
triple
which
threat
was on
match.
top for a really long time and like legend status. And she's already at legend status. There's nothing that can take that
Consequently,
away.
need
But you know what I
change.
mean? Like, in the moment like status.
Losing and
And I
winning
feel like
matter.
that
Consequences
has
need
that
to change.
movement. So maybe
And
it's
Tonga
Burton
Low
Shake
and Tama
in
Tonga
the
Jigga
mix
fought
there
to attack
that
Solo
light a
Sikoa.
fire under her ass.
And then they
as well,
dragged him to the back.
I feel it. I
Superman
100%
him.
agree with that. All right, we got LA
Jigga
Knight
fought too,
defeating
just won the
Shinsuke
overtime.
Nakamura via DQ because, again, we were just talking about this guy, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. They came in and essentially cost LA Knight the match and then attacked him afterwards. So, is this what you expected to go down?
No, not really. I mean, I maybe I should have because they have been doing this. I lost. I guess I lost track of that. Because in the moment I was like, oh, we're not gonna get a clean finish, and then I like the fact that it went to the.
How many times have you seen him attack LA Knight every
But
single week?
maybe I'm just happy anybody came and interrupted that match.
You're just like, as long as something happens from it. Last week when they announced the match, I thought, oh, for sure, LA Knight's winning back his title. We can go back and course correct and all of this. Then when the match actually started, I thought, no, this is not the kind of match you have if there's going to be a title change. So this is not happening at all. And then someone in the chat mentioned someone actually mentioned in the chat for my watch along saying, oh yeah, like I'm expecting Jacob Fatu to come in, and I was kind of like, whatever. I didn't really pay too much attention to that. And then afterwards, I was like, wait, yeah, that was totally right. That makes more sense as to how they ended up sort of saving both LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. But at the same time, it is what it is, right? But at least, we're moving in a direction where we will be seeing that LA Knight solo Jacob Fatu match at some point. So we'll see what happens there. All right. The last thing we need to get into is pretty much the closing of the show, actually, which was the main event, because there was quite a bit that went down there. It was Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu defeating Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso, and this was essentially made during all of the interactions that you were seeing at the start of the show. We saw a whole lot of Jacob Fatu the whole lot of Jacob Fatu during this whole bit. Like, we did see Kevin Owens confront Cody Rhodes earlier in his opening segment with Paul Heyman. There was just a lot of this sort of intertwines there, and Kevin Owens basically also pissed at Cody Rhodes for helping out Roman Reigns. And Kevin Owens had the Kevin is right t-shirt, which I thought was epic, because when he was making these points about Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, he's right on this. He's right on him helping Roman Reigns. He's right on him, befriending The Rock and all of this. Like, what the hell? Cody Rhodes, grow backbone here. And so I did think Kevin Owens was right on that. But anyways, we get this match here. Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu only win because Kevin Owens comes out. Cody Rhodes goes off and starts fighting with him. This leaves Jimmy Uso alone in the ring. So Jacob Fatu is able to finish him off. And then afterwards, we get into a brawl between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes that sends both men at the end through a table in the production area. So what did you make of how we got to the tag team match, and then the aftermath?
Well, I'm gonna start with the last. I lost some respect for Cody Rhodes tonight.
Oh, why?
He let his Jimmy Uso down.
Oh yeah.
He
And
lost.
his broken big toe.
Yeah, he lost. That's about it. That has to change. Very clear to me after watching the show tonight that has to change. And they could tap into NXT as well. We're not just talking about bouncing people back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. That has to happen too. Drew McIntyre, I believe, was at the show tonight, although he might only be there for a dark match. McIntyre is an example of somebody who absolutely should end up on SmackDown. Chad Gable and American May. I mean, again, I've talked about this already. People that could be moved from Raw to SmackDown. But you can shift talent from NXT as well. We haven't seen any of that so far. But like Roxanne Perez is a great example of that. Roxanne Perez, now that she has lost her NXT Women's Championship, as she did this week to Julia, she is...
Enough of your damn commercials.
And I think that's a way to mix up the whole dynamic. We are back to Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline. At least for tonight, we were. Cody Rhodes and the Blood. Cody Rhodes just cannot quit these people. No matter what he does, no matter how he tries to distance himself from the Bloodline, or again, the Wish version of Bloodline. Pick your version, pick your poison, which Bloodline you're talking about here. It's all one Bloodline. He just cannot escape them. And he was actually in the main event tonight teaming with Jimmy Uso against Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga in what was an unannounced main event. And this was a common theme on the show tonight. We actually had several matches that were unannounced. Because when I put the preview together for tonight's stream, I'd go through the card on WWE.com. So I could put in there, what we're expecting on the show tonight. And we had one match. We knew Tiffany Stratton would be on the show after her big Money in the Bank
LA Knight. That was our main event tonight. Big tag team match with Cody Rhodes involved. Teaming with Jim won it last week. She's already gotten a number one contender for that newly won women's championship that she stole last week from Nia Jax after cashing in her women's Money in the Bank. Bayley is now the number one contender for Tiffany Stratton and the WWE Women's Championship. I could probably go right to the super chat. I could probably go right to the super chats after that one, man. When I tell you that legitimately is everything that happened on this show, that is everything that legitimately happened on Friday night. The other piece of information tonight that I picked up on, and I'm not sure you guys picked up on it, I'm not even sure how many of you actually watched tonight's program. Jacob Fatu cut a promo, walking through the backstage area on his way through Gorilla, right before the main event, with Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso. He did not utter the words, "I love you, Solo." Now, normally they have been very obedient. Normally they have been very loyal to Solo Sikoa, who is the leader of this renegade bloodline.
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu did not say, "I love you, Solo,"
Jacob Fatu.
at the end of his promo. Now, it could be that Solo wasn't there, so saying "I love you, Solo" when he's not there, he probably felt it wasn't needed. Or maybe he didn't say it because Solo lost War Games, Solo lost to Roman, and Solo lost the Ulafala. Maybe he doesn't love Solo anymore because him and Tama Tonga are going to replace Solo. I don't know if you guys picked up on that. Found that to be a little bit of an interesting aspect to this overwhelmingly dull 3-hour SmackDown. This is exactly what I feared when we went to 3 hours. They've yet to do anything in regards to this.
Will losing have consequences for Solo Sikoa? We didn't find out tonight because Solo Sikoa was not on the show tonight. He'll be back next week. But you know who was there? Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. And Jacob Fatu, first of all, I love that little promo that he cut in the back before he came out for the main event. There's an intensity that he brings to everything that he does, even just a backstage interaction, let alone a match or a brawl or a promo. I just think he's fantastic. But all the more reason when I saw that promo to want to see more of him once he breaks free on his own. And he's not standing in the shadow of someone else. He's not a follower, he's a leader. That time will come, hopefully sooner than later. But it gets me excited for what's to come because, again, he could be a top player for that. When I say top player, I'm talking top 3. That's what Jacob Fatu could be in the long term. So he was all over the show in backstage segments, and out in front of the crowd. He was in the main event, and he picked up the win as well in the main event. But I mentioned Roman Reigns was not on the show today. He won Tribal Combat on Monday. Now he gets a little vacation. We probably won't see him until January 27th, which is the final Raw before the Royal Rumble, because if you saw Raw Monday night, there was a segment in the back with Roman and Paul Heyman where they specifically mentioned something about January 27th. So I don't know if there's going to be some sort of acknowledgement.
Then you clearly don't. Does your favorite sports team play great?
Hey, y'all, don't leave me alone. Robin, what do you got going on?
I won't be.
Let's go. I'm gonna go. After my watch along saying, "Oh yeah, like a."
So Royal Rumble will have a lot of big names in the match this year. Roman Reigns being one of the biggest. Usually he's on that show defending his championship and screwing over Kevin Owens, which has happened multiple times at the Royal Rumble. But now he will officially be in the Rumble match. And we had 2 U.S. title matches tonight, not only with the women, but as I mentioned, LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. This was not the best episode of SmackDown, even though I liked the second hour and the first hour were no good. The third hour, though, was the best part of the show. But to get to the third hour, my God, the journey that we took to get there was not worth the trip. That was the story of SmackDown tonight.
1,000 views for the return of honestly the best two-man
End of the week. And this is your Friday Night SmackDown review. It is January 10th. We are already in double digits of this month, 2025. I am the Solomon, so that you already knew that. Last I checked, we were less than 10 subscribers away from 83,000. So I don't know if it'll happen tonight, but we are very, very close. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button as we climb our way to 83K. Hit that like button as well so we can hit our goal and do some Beat a Booker a little bit later. And super chats are open. I've added a bunch of new ones. You'll find them in the description. 3 of them this week, in fact, have been added. I'll let you figure out what's what. But those are up right now. And I'm going to go through all of your messages, and you'll see them popping up on your screen as well. There's one. But thank you for all of the support this week, both on Monday night, the big Raw debut on Netflix. Biggest Raw review in a very long time, and then Dynamite on Wednesday as well. One of our new ones.
from that.
Cody Rhodes may not make it to the Royal Rumble. He might fail the attack and be out for a few weeks until the pay-per-view. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Now, I can't wait till the feud's over. It's gone on long enough. When Cody Rhodes beat Kevin Owens in this ladder match, then who's he gonna feud with? I guess we'll find out. Like, whoever wins the Rumble or whoever wins the Chamber. We'll have to wait and see.
As you know, JD and I do Tuesday Night Titans every Tuesday night. So we took 2 weeks off. We were back with TNT on Tuesday. And we were talking. We were having a conversation about Gunther and Goldberg. And for whatever reason, as I began to speak, I sort of blended the two together. And I started saying Ghoul. And it just, for whatever reason, I don't know why. Maybe because that's kind of how I look at Goldberg here as he prepares to come back for his retirement match, right? Goldberg is on his way back. And so, yes, Goldberg has been born. Goldberg has now become a thing. Actually, Goldberg has been added to Beat a Booker as well. So, who knows? He may pop up tonight for all we know. God, every time I watch that back, just...
Hold on. Hold on a second.
Please, help me get out of here. I can't take a car. They won't open the gates. I just need to sneak out, make my way to the prison, and talk to Rick.
This is a betrayal.
No. It's an attempt to stop this before more people get killed.
Alright, never mind. I will go back.
We were back with the blue ring mat tonight. Let's get into this here. We were back with the blue ring mat, which we first saw on the show last week. Thankfully, it is not besieged by corporate logos and sponsorships, at least not yet, give it time. But unlike Monday, there are no logos on the mat here on Friday. One thing they did adopt, though, for Monday are the dark gray referee shirts with black striping, which I think looks good. And so now that is sort of the new uniform for all referees.
I think it's your
I don't know if it's like that on NXT.
Now that's up then.
That is
We
the new
can't
referee
say-
attire on these shows. Joe Tessitore, as I mentioned, was on commentary. He sounded very off. I don't know what it was, but
We
he's not on his A game tonight. I'm sorry. Wade Barrett was with him, and not on SmackDown was Corey Graves. Corey Graves, for those who don't know, has been added to the NXT announcement. Now, I don't know what that means as far as WWE's PLEs are concerned. My assumption is that we're still going to get Michael Cole and Corey Graves, but nothing has been said. But Corey Graves has been moved off the main roster shows to NXT. And all I know is that when I tuned into the beginning of NXT this week and they showed the announcers and they introduced him, he did not look very happy. He did not look outrageously entertained to be there. And so I don't know exactly what the idea is behind this. I sort of assumed we were getting a 3-man booth on Fridays. Instead, we now...
See, it's got to be a great gig for him. I hope that Booker T kind of finds himself off of commentary. I think he's a little great.
Happy about being there. Even though The Rock was on the show. It was a big night for NXT. The Rock was there. They pulled almost 1 million viewers. I can't tell you how many people sent messages to me. You see, NXT, it's on the rise. You got to start reviewing it again every week. NXT is the big thing. And I go, do you honestly believe, do you not realize why they did 957,000 viewers this week? Because I can. It's 4 little letters. ROCK. And when ROCK is no longer on NXT, as he won't be next week, they ain't getting 957,000 viewers. So pipe down. But good for them. In fact, they're airing a replay of NXT on the CW network tomorrow night. I assume because it was preempted out in California, or parts of California, because of the wildfires. But they're replaying it tomorrow, and that's going to be a tough pill to swallow if and when NXT does a better number than Collision, because you know people are going to be comparing the two. And if a replay of NXT on Saturday does a better rating than a first run Collision, all hell's going to break loose online. And that's exactly what I expect to happen. So I guess we'll wait and see. But after running down the key highlights from the Raw Netflix debut on Monday, including Roman Reigns winning Tribal Combat, Paul Heyman was in the ring, and he was waiting for us once they came back live. Heyman said it's one of the greatest honors of his entire career to announce that there is only one reigning, defending, undisputed Tribal Chief in WWE, and his name is Roman Reigns. Heyman said that Reigns authorized him to let fans know what he intends to accomplish next. But he wasn't just going to share it with everybody at home and everybody in the building. He wanted to share it with a man who deserved to hear the news face to face.
Because what?
The undisputed WWE
A
champion,
lot of
Cody
people want to
Rhodes.
see so.
And he invited Cody out to the ring, and out Cody came.
Everybody's hoping to check
And so Heyman kissed his ass for a little bit. He said that Cody has earned the respect of...
Then asked Cody, what did he want to talk about? So the crowd started chanting Cody's name as Cody.
Fuck you, I dropped you with a crossroads. So he's earned the respect of Roman Reigns. And he's here on behalf of Roman to let Cody know that he intends to take back the WWE Championship. And the way in which he's going to do that is by entering himself into the 2025 Royal Rumble match. Then he asked Cody, so what do you want to talk about? And before Cody could speak, he was interrupted by Kevin Owens, or the voice of Kevin Owens, because he wasn't coming out to the ring. We couldn't see him. We don't know where he was. We could hear him. And then they cut to the crowd, and he was standing on one of the staircases in the crowd. No Winged Eagle, though, this week. We may not see the Winged Eagle again until the Royal Rumble. Owens said that just when he thought it couldn't get worse, Cody goes and he shook hands with The Rock on Monday night. Why? He said. Why indeed? Why? Because apparently they're not wrestling at WrestleMania, so it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Now, he did pin Cody. The Rock can always say that he pinned Cody Rhodes on night 1 of WrestleMania last year. Then, of course, they shot the angle on TV that Monday, but apparently there's a pretty good chance that match ain't happening. But he says then he's out here shaking hands now with Paul Heyman. And he says, see, 30 seconds later, he's already challenging you and telling you that they intend to take the WWE title away from you. Roman Reigns wants your belt. You should have let the bloodline tear Roman to shreds up.
WGU offers more than 40 real-world ready bachelor's degree programs designed with industry.
Cody made his way back through the crowd and towards the ring. Cody threw time at Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens probably ran away. Cody made his way back to ringside, helped Jimmy and Heyman, which gave you a little bit of a direction of where the main event was going to go or where this show was going to go. But the opening segment was really good. It accomplished two things. Roman Reigns has his eye, actually three things. Roman Reigns has his eye on the WWE Championship, which we all knew was eventually going to happen. He got his bloodline back, he got his Ulafala back, and now he wants the WWE Championship back. It's the trifecta. Everything that he lost because of the bloodline 2.0, he's trying to get back. They made that intention very well known. Secondly, he's not getting a match because he's Roman Reigns. He's not getting a match because he beats Solo. He's not getting a match because he's got possession of the Ulafala. He's got to go through the trials and tribulations just like everybody else, and that is through the Royal Rumble. So they announced Roman Reigns for the Royal Rumble on top of CM Punk and John Cena already announcing themselves for the Royal Rumble. Just by those three names alone, that is a colossal, a massive Royal Rumble already. And we don't have a fucking clue as to who the other 27 men are. That is major. And I've always said the Royal Rumble, out of the field of 30, you should have at least a third of the field built up to a point where they are all legitimate contenders, winners of the Royal Rumble. You already have 3. 7 more to go to really amp up the unpredictability. But with these 3 men in it, that gives you all the unpredictability you need. There's going to be more added. Rollins is going to be added. Randy Orton may be added. Drew McIntyre is going to be added. Logan Paul is going to be in the Royal Rumble. This Royal Rumble field is going to be stacked this year. So I love that. Very excited that Roman Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble. He hasn't really been in a Rumble match all that often. I could probably count on one hand how many times he's been in the Royal Rumble. So that's going to be a great sight to see. CM Punk and Roman Reigns, CM Punk and John Cena and Roman Reigns. I mean, just the epic stare downs, the epic clashes just out of these 3 names already just gets you excited. The third thing that I liked, and probably the most important thing that I liked about this segment, you would think that Roman Reigns announcing himself at the Royal Rumble was the most important part of this opening segment. It was not. The most important part of this segment is I love the way that they took whatever happened on Monday and they played into it tonight and added that extra dose of Kevin Owens is right. He is. No matter how you look at it, Kevin Owens has been right in everything that he's done and everything that he has said. Cody Rhodes was on Monday night in the crowd in a 3-piece suit, holding the WWE Championship over his shoulder. He needed to be there because he's the face of the company. He's the WWE Champion. They're not going to have the biggest Monday Night Raw of all time without their WWE Champion. He's just randomly standing in the crowd. And The Rock, the final boss, the same guy who left him bloody outside of his tour bus on the road to WrestleMania last year, The Rock put him over and thanked him for carrying the company on his back. He joked about Mama Rhodes. After the opening segment with The Rock on Monday was over, he went out and hugged Cody Rhodes. They then live streamed on Instagram, shook hands, and shared a shot or 2 of Terramana tequila. Kevin Owens called that out tonight on Smackdown. You shook hands with The Rock on Monday. Shook hands with The Rock on Monday. Owens brought up how Heyman just mentioned how Roman Reigns wants his title back. Owens says you should have let the bloodline absolutely rip Roman Reigns to shreds. The one guy that tried to ruin everybody's life in WWE now seemingly is being helped by everybody. Kevin Owens is calling out that bullshit, and he's not going to stand for any of that. That was a great little piece to throw in there because it was utterly ridiculous that Cody Rhodes, of all people, would shake the hand of the same guy who stacked the odds so against him at WrestleMania and did not want him to finish his story. How much of a geek does Cody Rhodes look like? I would never, in 1,000 lifetimes, shake the hand of this guy who tried to ruin me and my family's legacy. Cody did. Man, did they big league Cody without knowing that they big leagued Cody Rhodes. They treated Cody Rhodes like a fucking afterthought, like a geek on Monday. But maybe this was done by design. Maybe this is the plan. Maybe Rock is playing us all, being that he already stated on Tuesday that he's 20 steps ahead of everybody else. So much so that he said that on January 7th. Roman Reigns on Monday said that on January 27th in Atlanta, that there will be a Ulafala Tribal Chief celebration. 7 plus 20 is 27. Did The Rock just plant an Easter egg or deliver an Easter egg to everybody when he showed up on NXT? He said that on January 7th. Is he 20 steps ahead of everybody else? Is he going to be in Atlanta? Is he going to show up on Raw? That's the Monday Night Raw before the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I don't know. I did enjoy this opening segment, and that's pretty much where this show came to an uninteresting halt. Jacob Fatu and Tamatonga were shown being thrown out of the building by WWE officials. Fatu fought back and started.
Yes. And it did. There are consequences to these things. We have Chelsea Green taking on.
Threw Fatu out of the building himself, saying he has a title to win later. Yeah. I don't know why he interjected himself into bloodline business, but Karma, Mr. LA Knight, has a way of coming right back and being a bitch. You don't fuck with Jacob Fatu. Chelsea Green. She defended the WWE Women's United States Championship against Michin.
Well, I think I made this long enough. I think I will stop the video. I think I talked about everything. I gave him a punter to Kurt Angle versus Taz. Melissa Machine Gun faces Lost Gaza in a #1 contender match next week. I think I talked about everything. Well, it's about to be an hour and 10 minutes, so alright, here's NXT. That was on Monday Night Raw, right?
Where can you take out?
Yeah, that was an NXT. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button, leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want to see more. I can't wait for Monday Night Raw next week. Now maybe they did. Hopefully they tease something there. Maybe we will see The Rock on January 27th. Maybe The Rock will announce. Maybe that could be the big shot. The Rock might announce that he'll be in the Rumble, and if he's in the Rumble, he'll eliminate Roman Reigns. And is that how we get Rock and Roman? I don't know. Something has to happen here in this bloodline acknowledgement on January 27th. Roman Reigns is going to be there. I'm sure we'll see all the bloodline there. The Rock, hopefully. They have to be teasing something. Something had to be planting the seeds. Something had to happen on that show, the Go Home show, for the Rumble. If Roman Reigns is going to be in the Rumble, whoever eliminates Roman Reigns, it's gonna tell a story. It's gonna set up the events of Big Match for WrestleMania. That could be Drew McIntyre. But I don't want to see that. CM Punk is too soon to do that match. Drew McIntyre, I don't want to see that match. What they fighting over? It doesn't really go at match, and they're on different shows, so I don't want to see that. Even though I think maybe they could, but I doubt it. Maybe CM Punk. Maybe hopefully The Rock. We'll have to wait and see. Cause we all gotta know what's gonna happen in WrestleMania. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop the video right here. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.